Hello and welcome to day 2 of building the Shift application, full stack Shift application. And today now we are going to continue building this. And remember from the last video, we started creating it from backend. And if you have not watched the previous videos, kindly go back to watch the previous videos so that we'll be able to be on the same page. So in the last video, there is an error that I was encountering, and this error was restricting me from running this node-mon and then index.js here. And right now, if you can be able to see it here, node-mon, we can be able now to run node-mon and then index.js, and this was something that we are not able to do from the previous video. So I went and looked for solution. So if you come here and in this page here for Stack Overflow, you can see here this how to fix an error nodemon.ps1 cannot be loaded because running script is disabled on this system. And now what you need to do is to come here. You can see the solution here. I would recommend you using remote signed as opposed to unrestricted, and limiting the policy to the current user if possible. So run PowerShell as admin. So I ran this PowerShell as an admin and then executed this command, and you can see here I ran this command here, and after that it will ask you if you need to allow a yes or yes to all, and all no. That is by default it will be no, so I selected yes, and also all, yes to all, that is A, and Y is yes. So you can come here and look for this solution. And because you can see here also, if I go back, this is I just copy paste the error that I was getting here. So this is the error that I was getting, and the very first link here you can see is this one from Stack Overflow. And now we are okay. Now I'm feeling happy. So now I can close this, and I'm hoping now you have installed the nodemon, and I advise you to install nodemon globally. And to do that, you can use this command here, npm install and then -g nodemon. And now here we can be able now to see we are using this nodemon rather than node, and this is to make sure that whenever we are making any change, we'll be able to also be able to see the server restarting itself. So for example, what I mean is that we can do something like let me remove this line here, and then when I save this, you can be able to see down here this server is restarting automatically. And I can go back, and then when I save this file, you can also be able to see that it will be restarting our server. And this is to make your work easier rather than maybe stopping the server after you have done change and then restart it again. So right now, the other thing that we need to do is to start creating schemas, and these schemas is how this MongoDB work. So I'll just show you how to use schemas. So here in our backend, we create another file, and this file we call it models, just like that. And these models here we'll be able to create our schema. So right now we need to have like I think 3 schemas, I think so. So 3 schemas, one for the users, one for the shift, and one for the client, and one for announcement, and also we'll have one for incidents. So here I'll just come and add here, let's add a user or users. You can just say users with capital U.js, just like that. We need also to add another one here. We'll add for the client, just like that, .js, just like that. We need to have for announcement here, so announcement.js. I think I'm spelling them right. And also we need to have for incidents here, so we need to have for incidents.js, just like that. So in here now we start by using this one for the user. So the user here is the how you need our structure for our information or structure for our data to be on the MongoDB. Remember, MongoDB is using something that we called documents, and it need to know how you want to save your data. Like maybe the name is a string, the type, or the generally the structure of your information or your data. So here I want first of all to import Mongoose. So I'll just import this Mongoose. I'll say require here, and then I'll import Mongoose just like that. I don't know why I'm not able to see Mongoose. Now you can see that is the Mongoose. And now here I want to show you how you can create now the schema. So I just say const user schema just like that. And in here also now we can do Mongoose, the one that we have just imported, and then I'll say schema. You can see this schema here, and now we can open these brackets here and these curly brackets here. So and now we can come here to, because we are going to use this schema in another project, what we can do is to make sure that we use module. So module.exports just like that, and then here I'll just use Mongoose, and then this mongoose.model just like that, and then here I'll just say user, because you need to do this how it will be saved in our MongoDB, and in here I'll just use user schema just like that, because this is the schema that we'll be exporting. So right now this is the convention when you are exporting or using mongoose.model. Here what you need to do is to make sure this user here, you using it in a singular form, so that in our database it will be used as in plural. So you'll see like we'll be having users document in our MongoDB. I'll just show you how it will appear, so don't worry about that. So now the user or the staff, you can also name your user as a staff. Mine, I will just save it as user. So my user here will be this one here. User will have a username, that is, and username will have a type of string, because just that will be just a string, and also we'll have other like full name here. So this one will be full name. Here we'll just say type also will be a string just like that, and also we need to have, and here I can also add other things like required. You can say required, and here it should be true, and the other one should be like an email, and this email also here we can say this email should be type of string. So these are type of string here, and also we have to have require. So require here, and then this will be true, and then here we'll have another one like phone. So this is a phone number, that is, and here it will have a type of, let's say, string just like that, and then this is a string with capital here S. So I'll just be copying this because I don't want us to use much of time. So here after phone we are going to have address here, address, and here we are going to use or to have gender. Also need to have a gender. We are going to have something like staff ID. So staff ID here, or let me copy this and paste. So staff ID here, staff ID just like that. We are going to have let's say password also. We are going to have a password, and need to copy and paste that password also here, and here also we need to use require, because we need to a user to have a password. So required here should be having, or required should be true. So this one here should be true here, and also here the other thing here we need to do is to have required also, because we cannot have a staff who doesn't have a staff ID, or the user who doesn't have a staff ID. So this one will be true, and also we'll have unique. This is a new one, so unique here also should be true, just like that. Now the other thing is to we paste here, and this one will be role. So the role here we'll have as a string, but we'll have another option here that we called it default. So by default here we'll be having a user, just like that. And this is to make sure that when you're adding this data here into our database, if you have not specified the role of this stuff, they will be added just like a user. And also we need to have these documents, because we need to have documents here, and these documents here will have a type of array, because remember we need to upload like a document into our in our application or in our server, to be able to add like things like contract and also agreement for our stuff. And also the other thing is active here, also we need to add them. So is active is of type yes, is of type string, yeah. And also we need to have a default of true, or default of or yes, or something of the sort. And then now we can add another I think image. We can just add image here, because in future you might find that you need to have an image for your stuff. So here we need to add it. Oh, this one is a string, and this one will not add required. So this one is a string here, just like that. So this one is complete, this one is now okay. So I'll just right click here and then format this document here. So if you have not installed Prettier is the one that is helping me to just make sure that my document are formatted, yeah, like that. And when I save, you can also be able to see here we had starting our server automatically, and this is the work of NodeMon. That's why I was telling you need to install NodeMon. So now the other part that we need to go is into our client here, and because this is the same as our user, I'll just copy this here, part of the user, and then here I am going to copy and then paste this one here. So we need to have other different information for our clients. So here we need to have the username. Username will be there, but here we need also to change this one to be client schema, just like that, client schema. And then here we need also to use client schema. This one here is client schema, and here also we need to add as client, just like that. And now let's see the information that will be required, that will be similar with our stuff for the user. So here we need to let's remove this username here. We won't have like a username, have full number, this full name here, this is okay, and this one will not be, this one will be required, so that's okay. The other thing is that we not need to have like an email, or even if we need to have it must not be like a required thing. So here also we need to have a phone number, we need to have an address, and then we need to get the gender also, because it is important. Need to have they don't have to have staff ID and a password, yeah. So also the role, it should not be in here. They need to have documents, and is active is something that we can just leave it at that. So the other thing that also we need to add here, we need to add several stuff. So for example, we need to have something like DOB also. Here I'll add it here, DOB or date of birth, and then this one will be type of string, just like that, type of string. And also we can, I'll just copy this one. Oh, I remember I had copied, okay, I had copied here. Okay, let me copy this DOB and then paste it here several times, just like that. So here after DOB, the date of birth, we need to have a NDIS number here, and this is the NDIS number for our client. I'll just be explaining NDIS in full in a short. So here this is NDIS number. Also we need to have like a start date here, start date, and start date here is the date that you're starting your contract with this client. And also we need to have end date, also end date here. So we need to have this start date and end date, and also we need to have a description. So here we need to add like a disk here. This is a description. We need also to have what we need to also add up. Maybe we can add another thing like a role. We need like a role here. I think we have okay, I don't think it's important or is important. We can just add this load here and say default. You can just say this is a client. And okay, let me add the password. Maybe in future you might find you need to create a part for your client. So here you can just say type, and then here is a string, just like that, a string. Let me add it just like that. That is a string. So yeah, so this is all that we need here. So I can see that all the information that we need to be having here is okay. We are okay. I don't think there's something that we have left out. So yeah, so now let's go back here into announcement here, and also we need to create announcement model for announcement here. So I guess for right now you have understood what this entails, how this is just a structure of our information in our DB. So here I'll just also come here and import mongoose. So let me import mongoose here. So when I import mongoose, it be using this mongoose. So this mongoose, just like that. And in here also we need to export it. So I just say module dot export or dot exports, and then here we need to use mongoose here, and then dot model, and in here we need to add announcement because we'll be sending announcements, just like that. And then in here we need to add announcements or no, announcement schema, that is announcements or announcements schema, just like that. So now we need to also create announcement schema here. So I just say const announcements or announcement schema, just like that. We need to have a mongoose here, mongoose dot schema, and what else? We need to have a mongoose schema here, and I think that's okay. We need to have like a title. First of all, this is the title that will be subject of our email. So this is the type here, and then here it will be string. So that one. So we need to have a description. So I'll just say description here, just like that. No, should be small letters. So description here, and then this is a type, like that. So this is a string, and do we need to have any other thing? Yes, time. So this is time also, the time that this announcement has been made. So this will be type, and then here it will be a string, just like that. I think that's okay. And then I don't think we have to have any other thing. Here we need to have something that we say timestamp, because this will be recorded into our database. So this one will be timestamps, timestamps, and then here we'll add it as true here, just like that. And let me also check if let me copy this and check if we have added them into our user schema and also in our client schema. So copy this, and then in here in our client I have not added like this timestamps. So add it, save. Then here into our user also we need to have these timestamps added here, just like that, because they are important. So now after this, now we can save that. Let's go into our incidents. So these incidents are where you'll find that staff can report an incidents that have occurred, and this is also very crucial. So here I create one now the schema for our incidents and the details that our incidents should have. So here this is mongoose, and we have a require here as an importing. So here you have mongoose also, just like that. And again, now we can start const incidents here, incidents, and then here we'll have to have incident schema. This one will be incident schema, and then mongoose, and then dot schema, just like that. And then here we need to export it. So here we need to export this one. We need to say module dot exports, and then in here we need also to add mongoose here dot model, and then in here we need to have incident, all incidents, and the other thing is to have incident schema, just like that. So after this, now I can come here and also add timestamps, just like that. And in here also I need to do to add now the schema itself, or how our data will look like. So we'll have a location, and location here it will have a time type of string, and because this is the location of our of where the incidents happened. So this one here, okay, can I add it? So just like that. So this one is capital S. So here this is capital S, and then here I just copy, and then I'll be pasting it here. So we have location, we need to have date. So I'll be pasting it several times, just like that, like that. So in here, just add these commas here, and then now we can start looking at the information that we may need from our incident. So the other thing is date. We need to have also the time here, time. We need to have let's add it as a type of incidents, just like that. Type of incidents, we need to have what else? We need to have also something like address of location, address of location, like that. Also, what else do we need to have? I think we can have maybe something after incidents, something like after incident or after incident, something of the sort. Here we need to have another, can paste them here. After incidents, what else we can have? We can have actual incidents also. Actual incidents here. So therefore we need also to have actual incident. Is it incidents of incident? Actual incident. Yeah. So actual incident, and also we can have other things like date of report. So here this information I'm correcting it from other shift taking applications. So date of report here. Also we need to have something like person 1. Okay, we can have person 1 here, and also because here is a comma, so I'll just paste it here several times. So this is here. So here person 1, we have here person 2, I think. So person 2, we need to have person 2 here, or person 2, or person 1 and phone 1. So this is person 1, phone 1, and then person 2 here, person 2 with phone 2 here, phone 2 here, and also don't forget the commas here, just like that. We have phone 2. We have also to have person 3 and phone 3. So this is person 3 here, person 3, and then here we need also to have a comma, phone 3, person 3, and then we have phone 3 here, phone 3. So what else do we need to have here? We need to have person infected or person affected. I think that's the right one. So person affected, just like that, person affected. And then here we can also have like a person completing form. So person, so I can say person completing form. So we can have also something like let's add person injured, if there is any person who has been injured. So person injured, like that. So we can have something like report by, let me paste it here, and then we can say report by. So report by here, or is this okay, or maybe we can say report by here, just like that. So the other thing is we need to have role of the person. So let me paste here, and then we can have role of the person. So role of the person, just like that. We need also to have let's add a role of person. So I think we have like person affected. I don't think we need to have that. And then what happened in the last one here? So what happened, just something of the sort. So you can customize this data the way you want or how you want it. So here I'll just format. So make sure, if you don't have PT extension, make sure that you have installed it to be able to just format your code. So I think now we have the models. So now we have announcement, we have client, we have incidents here, have the user, and now this is okay. I think now we can end our video here. This is day 2, so that we can continue now building now the functionality tomorrow. We need to add other things that like routes, and also we have to add things like controllers to be able to start creating like a functionality in our backend. So let's end the video here. Have a good day. Remember to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell to be able to be receiving this notification when I add new video on this series.